Good morning, everyone. My name is Nayan. Today, I am going to tell you more about sericulture and the process of obtaining silk from silkworm. So, let's get started. Sericulture is the process of cultivating silkworms and extracting silk from them. The caterpillars of the domestic silk moth, also called Bombyx mori, are the most commonly used silkworm species in sericulture. Other types of silkworms are Airy, Muga, and Tassel are also cultivated for the production of wild silk. An image of the different types of silkworms is provided below. Sericulture is very important domestic industry in many countries. India and China are the world's leading producers of silk. The silk output of these two countries, when combined, accounts for over 60% of the global production. Types of silk. Scientifically, there are four kinds of silk produced in India based on the silkworm used for silk production: mulberry silk, tesser silk, Ari silk, muga silk. Mulberry silk. Mulberry silk is produced in southern states of India, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Jammu and Kashmir, which together account for about 92% of country's total mulberry raw silk production. Tesser silk. Tropical tesser silk is produced in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. Besides Maharashtra, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh, and temperate tesser silk is produced in Manipur, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, and Jammu and Kashmir. Ari silk. Ari silk is produced mainly in the northern eastern states and Assam. It is also found in Bihar, West Bengal, and Odisha. Muga silk. It is specific to the state of Assam. India has a monopoly in Muga silk production. Except the mulberry silk, all other types of silks are generally called vanilla silks or non-mulberry silk, as the silkworms producing these silks are semi or non-domesticated. Type of silkworm. There are four major types of silk of commercial importance obtained from different species of silkworms, which in turn feed on a number of food plants except mulberry. Other varieties of silk are generally termed as non-mulberry silk or vanilla silk. India has the unique distinction of producing all these commercial varieties of silk. Mulberry silk. The bulk of the commercial silk produced in world comes from this variety, and often silk generally refers to mulberry silk. Mulberry silk comes from the silkworm Bombyx mori, which solely feeds on the leaves of mulberry plant. These silkworms are completely domesticated and reared indoors. Tesser silk. Tesser or tussa silk is copperish color, coarse silk mainly used for furnishings and interiors. It is less lustrous than mulberry silk but has its own feel and appeal. Tesser silk is generated by a silkworm Antheria melita, which mainly thrives on the food plants asan and arjun. The rearings are conducted in nature on the trees in the open. Tassel silk, a tassel culture, is the mainstay for many a tribal community in India. Ari silk, also known as Andy or Arandi. Ari is a multivoltine silk spun from open-ended cocoons, unlike other varieties of silk. Ali silk is a product of the domesticated silkworm Philosamia ricini that feeds mainly on castor leaves. Agriculture is a household activity practiced mainly for protein-rich pupa, a delicacy for the tribal. Resultantly, the airy cocoons are open-mouthed and are spun. The silk is used indigenously for preparations of chadars, in English as wraps, for own use by these tribals. In India, this culture is practiced mainly in the northeastern states and Assam. It is also found in Bihar, West Bengal, and Odisha. The golden yellow color silk, Muga silk. This golden yellow color silk is prerogative of India and the pride of Assam state. It is obtained from semi-domesticated multivoltine silkworm Antheria assamensis. These silkworms feed on the aromatic leaves of som and soalu plants and are reared on the trees similar to that of Tessar. Muga culture is specific to the state of Assam and an integral part of the tradition and culture of that state. The Muga silk, an high value product, is used in products like saris, mekhalas, chadars, and its life cycle of silk moth. Silkworms are not actually born as worms, rather as larvae and caterpillars hatch from the eggs of silk moth. In the beginning, the female silk moth lays eggs and then the larvae are hatched out of eggs and are known as caterpillars. They grow up in size and before they enter in the second stage, which is called as pupa, the caterpillar swings their head from sides and make the shape of it every time. During all these times, they secrete fiber made up of protein, which, when comes in contact of air, it hardens to become silk fiber. After this, the caterpillar covers itself by the fiber and turns into pupa. This covering is known as the cocoon. The silk moth further develops in the covering called cocoon. The silk fiber is obtained from silk moth cocoon. History of obtaining silk from silkworm. Around 3500 BC, silk was discovered in China during the reign of Emperor Huangdi. It was considered as one of the most valuable fibers at that time because of its luster and fine quality. At that time, it was only used by the emperors and kept secret for hundreds of years. Later on, it was spread across the world through trading. The route through which it used to travel was known as the Silk Route. According to the historians, silk was made in India as well. During the Indus Valley civilization, its uses were noticed. Cultivation. Silk moths lay eggs on specially prepared paper. The eggs hatch and the caterpillars, silkworms, are fed fresh mulberry leaves. After about 35 days and 4 moltings, the caterpillars are 10,000 times heavier than when hatched and are ready to begin spinning a cocoon. A straw frame is placed over the tray of caterpillars and each caterpillar begins spinning a cocoon by moving its head in a pattern. Two glands produce liquid silk and force it through openings in the head called spinnerets. Liquid silk is coated in a salicin, a water-soluble protective gum, and solidifies on contact with air. Within 2 to 3 days, the caterpillar spins about 1 mile of filament and is completely encased in a cocoon. The silk farmers then heat the cocoons to kill them, leaving some to metamorphose into moths to breed the next generation of caterpillars. Harvested cocoons are then soaked in boiling water to soften the salicin, holding the silk fibers together in a cocoon shape. Then the fibers are then unwound to produce a continuous thread. Since a single thread is too fine and fragile for commercial use, anywhere from 3 to 10 strands are spun together to form a single thread of silk. Process of obtaining silk fiber from silkworm. In the beginning, the female lays hundreds of eggs. These eggs are stored over a clean paper or piece of cloth. These eggs are then sold to the silkworm farmers. The farmers then keep the eggs under the accurate temperature and humidity at a clean place. They are warmed to the most appropriate temperature to hatch eggs to produce larvae or caterpillar. This process is done when the mulberry trees have fresh crop of leaves. The caterpillar eats these mulberry leaves day and night and it grows in size. Bamboo trays are used to keep these caterpillars and some freshly chopped mulberry leaves are kept in the tray. After 30 to 40 days approximately, the caterpillars stop eating the leaves and then it moves inside the small chambers in the bamboo trays to spin cocoons. These are produced by the secretion of liquid protein from their salivary glands. Small racks are given in the trays so that the cocoons get attached to those racks. Silk moths are developed inside the cocoons. Processing silk from cocoons. These cocoons are used to obtain silk threads. When the cocoons are exposed to the sun or steam or boiled, the silk fiber gets separated. This process of getting silk threads from the cocoons to use it as a silk fabric is known as the reeling of the silk. Reeling of the silk is carried out by special machines. These machines unwind the fibers of silk or threads from the cocoon. Silk fibers are then converted into silk threads to make different kinds of silk fabric like silk saris, etc. by the weavers. Uses of silk. Silk fabric, the strongest natural fabrics in the world, is suitable for many uses. Silk has many different uses for its strength, beauty and luxurious feel. Silk not only can be used to make clothes but also is used for upholstery, wall coverings, rugs, bedding and wall hangings. What's more, silk is used in a variety of commercial and industrial applications including parachutes, bicycle tires, comforter filling and artillery gunpowder bags. Silk clothing. For women, silk fabric not only can be used to make different types of silk dresses, including silk wedding gowns, silk evening gowns, and silk sarongs, but also can be used to make silk dress shirts, silk skirts, or silk scarves. For men, silks are usually used for dress shirts and suits, silk ties and pocket squares for the pocket on suit jackets, home decor, and furnishings. Silk fabric may be used to make silk sheets, silk pillowcases, tablecloths, throw covers, and other home items. Silk fabric can also be used for decorations and occasionally used as a high-end wall covering.